When we think about getting older, most people expect to slow down. They expect their bodies to change, their energy to dip, and their muscles to weaken. And yes, some change is natural. But here's the truth that hardly anyone talks about. Aging isn't what makes us weak. It's the small, hidden choices we make every single day. Most of us believe we're doing the right things. We try to eat better, move more, stay active, stay sharp. But even when we try our best, there are still some foods and habits that sneak in, so familiar, so common, they don't raise any red flags. A morning toast, a cup of coffee, a green smoothie, a quick sandwich. These are everyday things, harmless, right? Not always. Some of these foods, and even routines we rely on, might be working against us. Quietly, slowly, over time, they chip away at our muscle strength, our balance, our energy. And we don't notice right away. We just feel a little more tired, a little less steady. We take longer to recover. We get sore from simple things. And because the changes are so slow, we think it's just a part of aging. But it's not. It's not your age. It's your body reacting to years of small imbalances. Nutrients being blocked, muscles being drained, rest being interrupted. And the worst part, it's happening to people who are trying to be healthy, who think they're making the right choices, who don't realize that some of the most popular health foods and habits might be causing more harm than good. Let's be honest, we all want to stay strong as we age, not for vanity, but for freedom. Strength is freedom. It's the ability to carry your groceries, go up and down stairs, play with your grandkids, go for a walk, get out of a chair without help. It's the freedom to live life on your own terms. But when your muscles start to weaken, even a little, that freedom begins to shrink. Things you used to do without thinking now feel harder. You move less. You depend on others more. And that's not just physical, it's emotional. It affects your confidence, your mood, your sense of purpose. Now imagine finding out that some of the weakness you've been feeling isn't just age, but something that could have been avoided. That's what this message is about. We're not here to scare you. We're here to tell the truth. Because once you understand what's really draining your strength, you can change it. You can protect your muscles. You can take back your energy. You can stay strong in your 60s, 70s, even 80s and beyond. But first, we have to talk about the everyday foods and habits that seem harmless, but are actually slowly stealing your strength. We're going to break them down, the 5 foods you should avoid taking, because this food to the weakness of muscle as you age. Because the biggest threat to your muscles isn't just a lack of exercise or a number on your birthday cake. It's what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you're trusting, without realizing the quiet damage it's causing. So take a deep breath. Be open. Be curious. Because this message might just change the way you look at your kitchen, your routine, and your strength. This is your wake-up call. Number 1. White bread and refined flours. Let's start with something you probably have in your kitchen right now. Bread, pasta, crackers, cereal, maybe even a muffin or two. They feel like comfort foods. They're familiar, easy, software. Something warm to put on the table or pair with a meal. And for a long time, we were told that grains are good for us. But here's what many people don't realize. Not all grains are the same. The kind most people eat, white bread, white rice, regular pasta, and baked goods made with white flour, aren't whole foods. They're what we call refined grains, and they go through a heavy processing system that strips them of nearly everything useful: fiber, vitamins, and minerals. What you're left with is a soft, fluffy starch that turns into sugar the moment it hits your digestive system. Now, here's the problem. That sugar spike doesn't just affect your energy. It directly impacts your muscles, When you eat refined grains, your blood sugar rises very quickly. Your body responds by releasing insulin to bring that sugar down. If this happens once in a while, your body can handle it. But if you eat these foods regularly, every day, with every meal, your insulin stays high. And over time, something dangerous starts to happen. Your cells stop responding to insulin. This is called insulin resistance. And it's not just a blood sugar issue. It's a muscle issue. You see, insulin plays a major role in how your muscles use nutrients. It helps them take in glucose and amino acids, the building blocks of energy and repair. But when you become insulin resistant, your muscles stop receiving that fuel. They begin to weaken. They can't rebuild properly after activity. They start to break down faster than your body can keep up. It's like trying to build a house with no bricks. The materials are gone, and the structure starts to fall apart. On top of that, refined grains also trigger something else: inflammation. Every time your blood sugar spikes, your body creates a small wave of inflammation. It's your system trying to fix the imbalance. But if you're eating white bread, white rice, and sugary cereals all the time, that inflammation becomes chronic, and chronic inflammation wears down your muscles, joints, and even your immune system. So while you may feel full for a moment, what's really happening is this: your muscles are being drained, not fueled. You might notice it in small ways. You feel sluggish after a meal. You don't recover as fast from a walk or a workout. You get more aches, more stiffness, and maybe you've lost a little strength, but can't figure out why. This is one of the hidden reasons. And here's the hardest part. White bread and refined flours are everywhere. They're in sandwiches, pastries, breakfast foods, snacks, and even things labeled as healthy. Many adults, especially older ones, rely on them without knowing the long-term cost. But once you understand the pattern, you can start to change it. Your muscles don't want sugar spikes. They want steady, slow-burning fuel, whole grains, fiber-rich foods, nutrients that last longer in the body and actually help your muscles grow and recover. Because when you feed your body empty carbs, you're not just feeding your hunger, you're feeding weakness. One bite at a time. But when you swap those out for real fuel, whole grain bread, oats, quinoa, sweet potatoes, your body starts to shift. Inflammation goes down, muscles repair faster, you get stronger, steadier, more energized. It's a simple choice with powerful results. And it's one you can make today. Coming up next, we'll look at something sweet that hides behind a healthy label, but overwhelms your liver, steals your strength, and leaves your muscles running on empty. Number 2. Fruit juices, a sweet trap for aging muscles. Orange juice, apple juice, grape juice, even fresh-pressed juices from the store or your own kitchen. They look pure, taste sweet, and often come with labels like 100% natural or no added sugar. But here's the truth. Fruit juice is not the same as fruit. When you eat a piece of whole fruit, an apple, a pear, a handful of berries, you're getting natural sugar, yes, but also fiber. That fiber slows down how fast the sugar enters your body. It protects your liver. It feeds your gut. It helps your body use the sugar in a steady, healthy way. Juice strips that fiber away. What you're left with is a fast, concentrated dose of fructose, a form of sugar that goes straight to the liver. And when the liver gets hit with too much fructose at once, it becomes overwhelmed. It can't burn it off, so it turns that extra sugar into fat. That fat builds up over time, not just in the belly, but around your organs. And worse, it can lead to something called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, a condition that's becoming more common in older adults. But it doesn't stop there. That sugar overload affects your muscles too. Your blood sugar spikes, insulin rises. And just like with refined flours, your muscles get stuck in a cycle of stress and exhaustion. Instead of using energy smoothly, they get hit with a rush, then a crash. You feel tired, you feel heavy, you lose the steady strength your body depends on. And the sugar that isn't used right away, it gets stored as fat, especially around the muscle tissue, where it slows recovery, increases inflammation, and weakens performance. It's easy to fall into the trap. A glass of orange juice with breakfast, a splash of apple juice at lunch, a bottle of fruit smoothie thinking it's a healthy snack. But day after day, it adds up, and while juice feels light and refreshing, it can quietly drain your energy, increase belly fat, and reduce your muscle endurance without you realizing it. The good news is, you don't have to give up fruit. Whole fruits are powerful. They contain fiber, antioxidants, vitamins, and plant compounds that support healing, lower inflammation, and feed your muscles the right way. But juice is different. It skips the fiber, floods the liver, and tricks the body into thinking it's had something healthy, when really it's just another source of stress. So the next time you're thirsty, reach for water, or eat a piece of whole fruit instead of drinking it. Because what you sip each day isn't just a drink. It's either strengthening your body or silently wearing it down. Number 3. Processed meats, the high-protein foods that starve your muscles. Deli meats, sausages, hot dogs, bacon. These are some of the most common foods that seem like an easy, satisfying source of protein. After all, protein is vital for muscle health, right? But here's the problem. Processed meats aren't what they seem. These meats often contain dangerous chemicals, things like nitrates, nitrites, and other preservatives. These chemicals are added to help preserve the meat, improve its color, and extend its shelf life. But here's the catch. These chemicals are toxic to your body. They contribute to inflammation in the body, and over time, inflammation damages your tissues, especially your muscles. When your muscles are constantly exposed to these harmful chemicals, they struggle to repair and rebuild. Instead of growing stronger, they begin to break down. The cycle of muscle damage becomes harder to stop, and your body starts to lose the strength it needs to move, lift, or even just get through the day. And it's not just the chemicals. The process of making these meats often strips away the natural nutrients that help nourish your muscles, leaving you with food that's high in protein, but lacking in the essential vitamins and minerals that help your body repair itself. So even though these meats might feel filling, they're actually robbing your body of what it needs. Instead of building muscle, you're putting more stress on your body, making it harder for your muscles to grow and recover. The cycle continues. You eat more processed meats to feel full, but the chemicals and lack of nutrients slow down muscle repair and increase inflammation. Over time, it becomes a hidden drain on your muscle health. The worst part is, many people think they're making a good choice by having a protein-packed meal of deli meats or sausages. But what you might not realize is that these foods are actually starving your muscles, making it harder for them to function and recover. Instead of reaching for that quick, processed protein, it's important to find cleaner, more natural sources of protein. Think lean meats, fish, eggs, and plant-based proteins like lentils or tofu. These give your muscles the nourishment they need to stay strong and recover properly. Number 4. The raw spinach trap. You've probably heard spinach is a superfood, packed with nutrients, right? But what if I told you that eating too much of it, especially raw spinach, could actually be hurting your body instead of helping it? The problem lies in a substance called oxalic acid. This acid is naturally found in spinach and other vegetables like beet greens and Swiss chard, but spinach has it in especially high amounts. Now, oxalic acid itself isn't dangerous in small doses, but it can cause problems when consumed in excess, especially if you're eating spinach every day. What happens? Oxalic acid binds to key minerals in your digestive system, particularly calcium and magnesium. These minerals are essential for your muscles to function properly. When oxalic acid binds to them, they pass through your system without being absorbed by your body. And when that happens, your body can't use these minerals, which can lead to muscle cramps, fatigue, and even make simple tasks feel harder than they should. But that's not all. When oxalic acid builds up in your system over time, it can contribute to the formation of kidney stones, which are painful and can cause a lot of problems, especially as we age. Your kidneys play a big role in regulating your body's minerals, so if they're under stress, your muscles and other parts of your body will feel it too. What's even worse is that oxalic acid can interfere with the production of ATP, the molecule that your muscles use for energy. Without enough ATP, your muscles will tire out much quicker, and they won't recover as well. You might find yourself needing longer breaks between activities, and you could feel unusually sore after doing simple movements. So, while spinach is generally considered healthy, eating it raw, especially every day, can be more harmful than helpful, especially for people trying to stay fit or healthy as they age. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up spinach altogether. It's still a great vegetable, but how you prepare it matters. When you cook spinach, even just by lightly boiling or steaming it, you can reduce the oxalic acid content by up to 40%. This makes the calcium, magnesium, and other nutrients much more available for your body to absorb and use. Additionally, when you drain the cooking water, you also get rid of a significant portion of the oxalates. That simple step makes a big difference. Another thing to consider is rotating your greens. Instead of always reaching for spinach, try adding other greens to your diet. Greens like kale, arugula, and romaine are low in oxalates, so they won't have the same effect on your mineral absorption. They're packed with nutrients and are gentle on your kidneys and muscles. So, remember, balance is key. If you love raw spinach, it's okay to have it once or twice a week, but be mindful of how often you're consuming it. And when you do eat it, pair it with foods that are rich in bioavailable calcium, like low-fat dairy, tofu, almonds, or sesame seeds. These will help keep your minerals in balance and support your muscle health. Number 5. Coffee. Comforting, but slowly draining your power. We all know that first cup of coffee in the morning. It's comforting, right? The warmth in your hands, the rich aroma that wakes you up, and that jolt of energy that helps you start your day. For many, it's a ritual that feels almost sacred. But what if I told you that coffee, over time, could be draining your strength instead of helping it? Let's break down what's happening. First, coffee contains caffeine. And while caffeine has some benefits, like increasing alertness and improving focus, it can also have some hidden consequences for your body, especially your muscles. One of the big problems is that caffeine is a diuretic, meaning it makes you urinate more. When your body loses fluid, it also loses important minerals like calcium and magnesium, both of which are crucial for muscle function. These minerals help your muscles contract, recover, and stay strong. Without enough of them, you might start to feel muscle cramps, fatigue, and just overall weakness. But there's more. Caffeine also impacts your stress hormones, particularly cortisol. You may have heard of cortisol. It's often called the stress hormone. When you drink coffee, especially if you're drinking it on an empty stomach, or if you're already feeling stressed, your body releases more cortisol into your bloodstream. The issue with this is that cortisol breaks down muscle tissue. It signals your body to convert muscle protein into quick energy, which might have been useful in survival situations back in the day, but in today's world, it slowly eats away at your strength. And it doesn't stop there. The more coffee you drink, especially over the course of the day, the more your cortisol levels go up, and the harder it becomes for your body to build or maintain muscle mass. That morning cup can seem harmless, but when it turns into multiple cups throughout the day, it becomes a cycle that gradually weakens you. But that's not the only way coffee affects your muscles. Caffeine also interferes with your sleep, and as you may know, muscle recovery happens while you sleep. When you're in deep sleep, your body releases growth hormones that are vital for repairing tissues and rebuilding muscles. But if you drink coffee in the late afternoon or evening, the caffeine lingers in your system and disrupts your sleep cycles. You may still fall asleep, but the quality of your rest is compromised, meaning your muscles won't have the time they need to recover fully. And let's not forget that coffee is acidic, which can increase inflammation in the body. More inflammation means your muscles are more vulnerable to wear and tear, and your body may have a harder time absorbing the nutrients it needs to stay strong. So, what can you do? Well, you don't have to give up coffee completely. Moderation is key. Having 1 or 2 small cups in the morning, ideally after eating something, will allow you to enjoy the benefits of coffee without overloading your system. The goal is to avoid drinking it too late in the day, especially in the afternoon or evening, to allow your body to rest properly at night. If you still crave something warm and comforting throughout the day, consider switching to green tea. Green tea has less caffeine than coffee, and it's also packed with antioxidants that are actually good for both your muscles and your brain. You could also try herbal teas like chamomile, ginger, or rooibos. These are soothing, hydrating, and gentle on your muscles. Another helpful tip: replenish the minerals lost by drinking coffee. Make sure your diet includes foods rich in calcium and magnesium, like leafy green vegetables, tofu, almonds, and walnuts. Also, consider drinking mineral-rich water to help balance out the effects of caffeine. When you drink coffee wisely and keep an eye on how much you consume, it's possible to enjoy it without sacrificing your muscle health. As we've just explored, there are so many foods and habits that seem harmless but are quietly working against your muscles every single day. From white bread and refined flours that spike your blood sugar to the fruit juices that strip away essential nutrients, processed meats that fuel inflammation, and even raw spinach when it's overdone, each of these seemingly innocent choices can be silently weakening your body over time. And then there's coffee. A comforting ritual for many, but when overdone, it too can drain your strength, affecting everything from mineral balance to sleep quality and even muscle recovery. The truth is, these are not isolated problems. They're the result of small daily choices that we often don't think twice about. But now that you know, it's time to take control. Here's the good news: it's not too late. No matter your age, your body is still capable of healing, rebuilding, and becoming stronger. It may not happen overnight, but with each choice you make, you're taking a step toward a stronger, healthier you. The key is to start with small, intentional changes. It's about balance: cooking your spinach, limiting your processed meats, switching up your greens, and drinking coffee in moderation. These changes don't have to be drastic, but they can add up to lasting strength over time. Remember, strength isn't just about lifting heavy weights or having big muscles. It's about the quiet support system that keeps your body functioning, from the minerals that help your muscles contract to the fuel your body uses to recover. By being mindful of what you consume and how you care for your body, you're giving yourself the best chance at lasting strength. Strength that will help you keep moving, keep living independently, and enjoy the activities you love. So, as we wrap this up, ask yourself, what can you change today? What little shift can you make in your daily routine to protect your strength? Whether it's swapping out that second cup of coffee, choosing whole fruits over juice, or adding in more magnesium-rich foods, these choices matter. Sip by sip, choice by choice, you're building a foundation for lasting strength. And your body is listening. It's ready to rebuild. So let's take charge of our health, starting right now, because every small change today can lead to powerful results tomorrow. As we come to the end, take a moment to reflect on what surprised you the most today. Maybe you didn't realize how white bread and refined flours can slowly rob your strength. Or perhaps you didn't know that raw spinach, though considered healthy, could actually be hindering your muscle function. What about the hidden costs of fruit juices and processed meats? How many of these common foods are part of your daily routine? Now think about what you'll change. It doesn't need to be a drastic overhaul, just a small, thoughtful adjustment. Maybe you'll start cooking your greens instead of eating them raw, or limit your coffee intake to support better sleep and muscle recovery. Whatever it is, know that each small change you make is a step toward better health and greater strength. Independence, energy, and freedom. These are the things that matter most as we age. It's not just about the ability to lift something heavy, but about having the strength to move freely, to live the life you want without feeling held back by muscle weakness or fatigue. It's about waking up each day feeling energized and ready to take on whatever comes your way. And now that you know this truth, it's time to share it. Share this message with those you care about. Whether it's your spouse, a friend, or a neighbor, everyone deserves to know how their everyday choices are impacting their health. And by sharing this knowledge, you can help protect the ones you love. When we look out for each other, we're all stronger together. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more tips to stay healthy and strong. This call to action is a powerful reminder that the choices we make today not only affect us, but also those around us. It's time to take control and pass on the gift of strength to others.